Welcome back to This Side of 40. This is your girl Lou, and this will be the finale for my drop 10 by before summer. So, girl, y'all already know I had already dropped that 10 pounds, and I kept it off. I dropped 5 more, so I'm under 300. Woo woo. And I used up 10 palettes. We're gonna go over the 10 palettes. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and hopefully you'll feel the same, or you'll try them and see if you like them. So let's start off with the Day to Night palette, and this Day to Night palette was by the Balm Cosmetics Hunty. This palette right here it's small, it's compact. You can travel with this palette. This palette is beginner friendly. This is like the girl who only know how to put on one shadow at a time. It has everything you need in it, and this truly is a day to night palette. Now, I will tell you guys that for this retails for $26.55, and it would be worth every penny, because at that price, if you only had one palette, it would get you through a whole year, and then it would be time to repurchase or get something new. Now, the next one we're going to do is by Donique and Co. Cosmetics. Dominique and Co. Cosmetics. Now, this is called a Sweater Weather palette. It's an all matte palette. I'm gonna tell you guys the honest to God truth. When I first got it, I thought, you can't build a look out of it. But this also is travel worthy. It's also beginner friendly, and the pigmentation, she don't look like much in the pan, but when she go on that eye, she is amazing and worth every penny. So let's get into the next one, and the next one is gonna be Iconic London. Y'all all watched that whole week and heard me say that I didn't feel like $65 she is worth. Now, if she retailed for $25, oh, she'd be worth every penny. But $65, I'm sorry, for me, she's not worth it. She does have a humongous mirror. She does have a lot of great colors. However, when you first crack her open, her color payoff is not everything. Over time, the color payoff does get a little bit better, but $65, she not worth it. If you can catch it on sale, or you do like I did and get it in like a subscription box, then she's worth it. I paid $25, got 5 products, and she was one of the 5. Okay, she was worth it at that point. But just for her by herself, girl, no. Girl, bye. Now, I will say that a lot of people with other like lighter skin color seem to have liked it. I'm a true chocolate, so no. Okay, let's get into the next one. The next one is in Living Color, and this is a Hank and Henry palette. Again, now this is a little too big to travel with. However, the color story in here is easy to work with. Again, she's very beginner friendly, and this palette right here retailed for $17.99, and she's definitely worth the $17.99. I would definitely repurchase from that particular company. Now, Fenty has the Macaron Spice palette, and this is the palette I used over this last week. I got a little hairspray on her, sorry y'all. This palette is a nice palette. I'm not gonna say she's $29, and yeah, she's $29. Do I feel like this eyeshadow palette is worth the $29? Yeah, she's worth $29. She's not travel worthy, and I wouldn't say that she's bad to be like a beginner's palette. However, There's only a few looks you can make because of the match you have. You only have really 5 mats. The 5 mats that are in here would make it so that you would have to go get another palette just to build a full look. And she is play worthy with other palettes. And some of her shimmery shades, like this one here and this one here, once you put them on, they do kind of look matte, so you can do like an outer corner deepening with this particular palette. However, $29, Rihanna, I love your stuff and I'm enjoying this palette. However, $29 is $30 and some change for tax. I'm just giving you a little bit of the side eye. I would still buy you, but you're getting a little bit of the side eye, because $30 I'm paying just for packaging. I'm not paying for in your name. So that's basically it. Now, I had a lot of Juvia's Place palettes, and I saved all of those to the end. Now, this is the Nubian. Like I said, if you are a neutral girl, this is the palette. You could have this one palette, get at least 50 different looks out of it, and it's good for office, wedding, night out, vacation. Great palette. To me, is this travel worthy? It's a little too big to me for travel, just because when I think of a travel, I'm thinking about taking a bag this size of makeup, nothing more. So for me, no, she's not travel worthy. However, she is good for every occasion in life. Now, the next one we're gonna do is, and I'm sorry you guys have to back up a little bit, is Afrique. Now, I shared with you guys this palette, the looks I got out of it and everything, and I'll be honest with you, this had a lot of the primary colors in it. It does have a couple of tertiary colors in it. If you know the color wheel, you'll understand what I'm saying. This is an amazing palette. This is good for the girl who loves color, and you can build at least 100 looks out of her. She does play well with others. I can honestly say her and the Fenty palette together, just giving you life. However, she's a little too big to travel with, and that was my only issue. And that's what all the Juvia's Place palettes for me. When I travel, like I said, I wanted just something I could pop in a small bag and that's it. Because airlines charge for baggage. Then the next one is the Tribes. Now, the Tribe palette, this was the palette that made me want Juvia's Place. When I seen this palette shared online, she is what made me want Juvia's Place. And look, even the packaging makes you want her. However, I will say for me, this is, if I could get this in a smaller packaging, like if they could make just like a little half eyeshadow palette size, I would travel with these colors. It's a perfect summer, spring palette. And you can get some really good wedding, carnival looks if the bride is a colorful wearer. But if she's not gonna work. Now, the next palette that I want to share with you all is this palette here. This palette right here is the Masquerade palette. Now, Masquerade palette for me is the perfect palette. If I had to give up all the other palettes in my collection and I could only keep one, this would be it. Because how many shades I get, how big the pans are, how blendable they are, how well they work with the whole entire palette. And you can use several of these colors, not just as eyeshadows, but as blushes, contour shades, and as highlights. So this to me is the perfect palette. And I would risk putting this down on my purse and traveling with it because it is kind of large. But I would travel with her just because I feel like I can build off of her. Now, The next palette I want to talk to you guys with, and I'm just going to call this my love palette. Ricky bought me every one of these as a Coastal Scent eyeshadows, and this is built off of our love. These are our colors that we just know are gonna work. Me and Ricky both love Crazy Daisies, so this palette right here, just, it's like a bouquet of flowers. It's just every day, every time I open it up, it's easy to work with. I definitely have a newfound love for Coastal Scents, and anytime you can catch their eyeshadows single pots on sale and build your own Z palette, honey, take the opportunity and do so. I haven't looked on their website in a minute, but I will tell you for a fact, the next time I find out they're having that special, I will grab a few more shades. Now, just like the Masquerade palette, this palette right here, I wouldn't travel with her, but I would definitely, between the two of them, be done with needing eyeshadows. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the link below. And if you haven't had a chance, thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on this side of 40.